right, welcome back. It's the first time we've been back since 2016.
Wow.
So I'm really not into that because we talking about the 12th by now. Happy New Year, but
Happy New Year.
whatever for y'all that like it.
Bitches running around talking about the new me. What's so a new me, a new you? What's so new about you this year?
I don't know.
You let niggas nut on your face instead of you let niggas nut on your face instead of in you and shit this year? You say so.
This nigga ain't got no filter. People be making all kind of stupid New Year resolutions.
Yeah, going into New Year's a new me, new me.
2 days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, every day you're supposed to try to be a better you.
Yeah, I'm the same OG.
All the time.
Always.
All the time. My president. Still respect you as a man. You know what I'm saying? You still a POTUS.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but love.
Obama, cut the bullshit, man.
Yeah,
that was that Malcolm by enemies necessary. Tier right there.
Yep.
Trying to get the pass.
Right,
Trying to get the pass.
He went to the tears quick too, like, oh, the kids are dying.
Right.
And then just doing Chicago, like, oh, but Chicago dies every day.
Didn't I say that earlier? I said the same thing earlier. I said the same thing earlier.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like, all right, Obama, you snuck it in there. You snuck it in there.
He's Chicago born and bred, so he should have read
Well, not born.
Well, not born.
But that's his hometown. But
Yeah,
I ain't understand that neither, man.
That's his district, and he's going hard for the kids from Connecticut.
He's going hard for the kids everywhere. My man said Vicksburg, or was it Blacksburg?
Yeah.
That's Virginia Tech massacre. He talk about the Columbine massacre. He talk about the San Bernardino massacre. He talk about Sandy Hook massacre, and then he say, "Oh yeah, by the way, kids are dying in Chicago every day." By the way,
and by the way, they're dying in Chicago every day.
I said the same thing earlier, but that was crazy. As far as the legislation he trying to get passed, I don't know. I haven't personally seen it, but.
That legislation is bullshit. He's trying to stick a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
There you go. That's exactly how I feel about it.
That shit has no weight. Just cause you're gonna start carding people at a gun show. Hey, the loophole only hurts us.
Right. Exactly.
They getting around the loophole over and over again. They're the dealers.
Well, they always do that when it come to us though.
Right.
Because Reagan did that in California back in '67 when the Black Panthers was out. Open carry when California was still that way. Yeah. And Reagan and the NRA had no problem with gun legislation. The NRA, who is all anti-gun, they lobby so you don't have legislation like that. You don't have strict gun laws.
Oh, you don't have a registry of who owns what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That way the government can at least keep a mind. I don't know. I'm both ways on that, but at least have a registry on. Mental illness. People of mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if you suffer from a mental illness, you should be on the registry that when the cops go to your house, there's a possibility that there's a weapon in that house.
Okay. Right.
That type of registry. Not to go necessarily take the gun away.
Okay.
Okay. But to know what he's going into.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, shit. Really, the cops need a stricter. Disciplinary action or evaluation before they even become cops.
I use the cops as a poor example because these when they're mentally ill, they're running up in theaters, schools.
Right. Right.
When
they have what's my man? The rich kid. I didn't know
affluenza.
They have affluenza. Affluenza. Oh my God! Did they make up a term for this?
They made a term up. It got denied by Webster's, but they're appealing the word.
Affluenza. But yeah, I want to play devil's advocate on that fact and say, it do sound like the flu.
Yeah.
I want to play devil's advocate on that fact and ask you or make this statement. A lot of people. In instances were not termed mentally ill or didn't have these dysfunctions going on before they were in these incidents. You understand what I'm saying? So in certain situations, there was no proof to say that this person was mentally disturbed,
right?
And they owned a gun. So at all intents and purposes, they were fine. They were perfectly okay individuals. Right. And then this incident occurred, and they were conveniently labeled mentally disabled or mentally ill or whatever, you know. Because if you're mentally disturbed, mentally ill, the penalties are not as harsh in most cases.
Right. There's a chance you coming home.
Right.
Yeah, they just you just go to the crazy house for a little while.
Yeah, you'll do about 10, 20 years in the crazy house, but there's a chance you coming home.
You come home.
But if you shoot 4 people, you know, and they deem you sane, you've never seen the light of day again.
No, never.
You know, and they know how to play the loophole.
Yep.
You know.
In this situation, well, my bad. What you saying, bro?
No, I'm just saying there's loopholes in the whole law system.
Right.
I got you. In this situation, this is why a lot of times I need people to just kind of think and be open-minded and don't just follow because that's what your parents do or that's what your brother do or your coworker do. Because I'm very, 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 very Second Amendment. You understand what I'm saying? I'm very Second Amendment. I'm not a crazed, oorah type of guy, you understand? But I do believe in it. I do believe in it, the right to bear arms. And the whole thing about it is, in most instances, that is a very Republican mindset, you know what I mean? Or very right-wing mindset, as opposed to a liberal mindset who may say we need harsher gun laws or restrictions and blah, 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 blah. So I can be that and still, you know.
You too young to have Second Amendment rights, man.
Oh, man.
Young and black, you can't be hollering that Second Amendment. You want to carry your gun. You too young, you got tattoos.
It was okay for me to... It was okay for me to do it for Uncle Sam, and I had all the same tattoos I have now.
Yeah,
I carry for Uncle Sam. So did I lose that right? Am I somehow not a productive citizen anymore? I still pay taxes. I'm not incarcerated clearly, and there's plenty of other individuals like me. I hate that y'all stop stereotyping us. I know my guy was just joking, my man was joking, but I know life is that. But God, man. It's more brothers like me that may look like me that have the same productive mind. These brothers, we all productive individuals. Different shades, height, everything. But we out here and we doing good shit, man.
Doing right by the people.
Right, man. Y'all let that go. But so I'm kind of, I don't know on the Obama situation. That's what made me bring up my GOP side mindset. When
he had the right to bear arms.
I do feel like that. And we just have to see how it play out. Speaking on gun violence, though, very sad incident with the young man Tamir Rice. You know, recently the officers who murdered him were found not guilty. You know what I mean? So
not guilty. They're not going to put these officers in jail.
I mean, my question is, did the court system watch the footage of them shooting that young man? First you shot him right before you got out the car.
They seen the same video you seen.
And then you turned around and walked up on him and shot him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's justified about that? I don't understand. He stopped moving after the first gunshot.
Yeah.
He hit the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So anything after that is just pure murder. It's pure
premeditated.
Yeah, you know.
And excessive.
Yeah.
Quite a
execution.
Yeah.
Period. So I understand.
Tamir Rice, it was a very unfortunate situation.
Still stands. The officer it was not that he was not found guilty. A grand jury decided that he was not going to trial, for the charges.
And that's when we come to the terms of the jury selection again. Yeah. The jury selection has always been biased. I've been a jury dude, and the first thing they say, they ask you, are you biased or unbiased, non-biased?
Right.
And most of the people that say they're non-biased are biased anyway. Most of the people that say they're non-biased are really biased and are there to really have a certain mindset to protect their people. Right. You know, which
would you say that these are people of the dominant society?
Right. And we don't know who these people are in the grand jury. I think it's 2016. It's time to let people know who the grand jury is.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
I think it's time to start identifying the grand jury because they got these people's life at their hands.
That's very true.
Yeah.
You know, so they should feel responsible. You know, and let everyone know that they're taking this serious.
On the flip side of this, real quick.
Because I don't want it to be Joe Blow, the fireman, decided my fate. You know?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because he don't live where I live. He don't work with me. He doesn't associate with my thoughts, my feelings, my beliefs.
Or the person who sits at home every day. You never know. This person might have crosses hanging in his house, burning at the time, or
you know, saying something.
But we don't know. You just pulling them out of somebody's household, and then the lawyers are picking who they think maybe non-biased or help their case out.
Right.
But you never know.
Right.
You never know who you dealing with.
It's no.
We should do background checks or something behind the situation of the jury picking.
Yeah.
The situation of how they had a hung jury. Mm. What's the explanation behind the hung jury? What is the debate for you to have to make you wonder? Okay, this side saying he's not guilty. This side saying he's guilty. What is the reason?
That's our system. We're gonna have some hung juries. You know, we're not robots, so all of us are gonna agree to disagree sometimes. Sometimes it falls in our favor. Sometimes it doesn't. The regular jury system is pretty much you get a background check, but as a lawyer, you learn how to screen the guys out that you think is bad for your case.
Definitely.
You know.
Right.
So they get rid. They seed you out. They come in. They see if it's a black defender and they see you walking there, they want to get rid of you as quick as possible.
As quick as possible.
You know, the prosecution asks the defense, which for you taken out, and the defense asks the prosecution, which for you taken out. Boom. You know. Yeah. I know. Me, you, and Rock, we out in the first round.
Okay.
You know. But the grand jury is secretive. We don't know who that person is. That guy has never been background checked. For all we know. For all we know. He could be on the grand jury list and just got DWI the other day.
Ooh,
yeah. You know?
Yeah.
True.
Who determines how long is this grand jury list? Is it the same 6 people doing everybody every day?
Yeah.
Or, you know? Because I've never been called to the grand. I don't know anybody that's ever been called to the grand jury.
No, I've never been called to the grand jury.
Me neither.
I've never known anybody that know anybody that's been called to the grand jury.
True.
Right.
True.
Now let me ask you, why is it important to you to know who the grand jury members are? And if not, why is it important, or why should it be important to anybody else?
I think it should be transparent.
Why?
Because, hey, I just want to know this guy and make sure he's on the up and up. He may still have the same intentions.
I mean, everything
on the inside, you know.
Everything.
But at least I know the way he living is the right way or the lawful way.
I mean, nowadays you live on everybody live their life on their sleeve with social media.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Regardless. Right.
So.
Yep.
Anybody can find out information about anybody.
You bound to slip up. If you got any ill will in your heart, you bound to slip up. If you a pervert, you gonna press that pervert button one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you a racist, you gonna visit them sites.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're leaving a digital footprint.
Right. Yeah. Always.
Digital footprint.
Right.
So, as a human being, black, white, Chinese, to see that man get shot the first time. The young man shoot him again. First time, fall to the ground. He's not. I don't see no justification in that. That's my walk up.
And how you cannot bring charges. And how you cannot bring charges. Yeah. Now on the flip side of that, because we were talking about the grand jury, I just want to say this real quick, and then Bill Cosby was brought to trial or had charges brought against him without a grand jury. Did you know that? For those charges that are 10+ years old.
Right. And the statute of limitation is 10 years old.
Correct? Yeah, that's why they had to charge him before 2016. The statute of limitation
was 10 years.
Yeah, it's 10 years.
Oh, this,
coincidence is coincidence.
And there ain't no such thing as coincidence. I'm going with my man Dick Gregory.
Okay.
I'm a Gregoryite.
I mean, with the Bill Cosby
I follow
thing,
that too.
Saying, rape is wrong, period.
Right.
How he did it is wrong, period.
Right.
But it's so many people that's done so much stuff between the 10 years, far as, we can bring out Charlie Sheen with the loaded gun. He's basically a loaded gun walking around killing people.
Hey,
he admitted it on the radio.
I was thinking about him today. You remember the movie Pootie Tang?
Yeah, I remember Pootie Tang.
Charlie New name is Dirty D.
Dirty D.
That's
he
what y'all.
got a Dirty D.
Hey, that's what Charlie Sheen is.
That's what the girls around Hollywood call him Dirty D.
That's attempted murder. That's attempted murder. He's still. We're not talking about that every day.
No.
You know, it's not. He hasn't been brought to charges.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's attempted murder. Period. If
Yeah.
you know you got it, and you still are going around freely, passing this disease out, it's attempted murder.
But I don't want
got charged for that.
I don't want to take away from the Tamir Rice situation. And real quick, you know, people have kind of been in an uproar that like LeBron hasn't said anything about it because LeBron is from Ohio, Tamir is from Ohio. Another young man, John Crawford, that was murdered in the Walmart from Ohio. But I personally don't feel like LeBron should be the voice for the black community. We need to stop looking for Superman.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. And I'm sorry how you about to take this, but in my opinion, nobody is coming. You have to save yourself. Put yourself in a position. And if you know the good book, God bless the child that got his own. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, it's not on LeBron to fight every social issue. All right, LeBron takes a stance on some issues that he feels in his heart that he should have to step out. And he should have to step out for.
Yes.
Trayvon was one of them. Supporting Obama was one.
Right.
He doesn't have to do all of them.
He did.
And everybody fight their battle.
Right?
Eric Garner, he did Eric Garner.
Everyone fights their battles in their own way.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, we know the way he fought the Trayvon was everybody wearing a hood.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you know, you can't. He's not gonna come up and be political speaking like they're super wrong. I think they should be prosecuted.
If you ask me,
that's not his style.
LeBron can do more with his money than he can do with his speech.
Period.
If he's not educated and says the wrong thing, it fucks him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So LeBron has to take the right steps and do the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
I don't condemn LeBron at all because the
Not
moves
at
that
all.
LeBron has been taking has been the right step, the right way all the time.
He definitely building with his people.
Right. He's definitely taking the path
Yeah.
less taken. I'm gonna quote Robert Foster on that. My man LeBron is taking the path less taken of a lot of these athletes. A lot of these athletes take the easy way out. Take their money, don't speak on no issues. You know?
Yeah, true.
Now I do have to address the fact that Tamir Rice's mom, his mama was, you know, one of the people that said something about this that she, you know, maybe didn't understand why.
She was put up to it. People want, you know what I'm saying, put her up to
That
it.
and
To
she
say,
did-
hey, put LeBron out there. Maybe he'll say something.
Yeah.
Even if LeBron did say something, he's not going to force the grand jury to reverse their decision.
That and she's looking for help.
Yeah.
And that's the most powerful person in her state that she may feel.
Right.
You know, so she's just looking for any type of help from anybody.
But she
felt like
reaching
LeBron,
when she go to LeBron. She got to go to the people.
You definitely got to go to
You got to ask the people to help. You know what I'm saying? You got LeBron, he's helping, I believe, on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's called that family by now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
There were plenty of black entertainers and athletes that funded the civil rights movement that we only know of today. You know what I'm saying? And they did it on the back end, like he's saying.
We never knew these guys. We never knew these guys was supporting. We wondered how Martin Luther King. I never wondered.
I was going to say that.
I kind of wondered how Martin Luther King got to fly around the country,
around the world,
and didn't have a real job to sort of say.
Staying in nice hotels.
Right. But guys like Harry
Yeah.
Belafonte, you know what I mean,
Exactly.
Rand Fox, you know,
Exactly.
these guys were supporting Malcolm X and Martin Luther King's situation.
Right.
So you never know what an athlete is doing
behind the
behind the scenes. I would love for them to be more vocal.
Right.
I mean, more visual on some of their philanthropy. You know what I mean?
But
just to show our people that we aren't a selfish people.
Okay, but think about the last leaders we've had.
Right.
The last
We
two
don't have
of the leaders that we basically had was in the 60s, which Martin and Malcolm.
Right.
And they got murdered off.
This time, we at an age we don't need leaders. We don't need leaders.
We've been layered enough to the point that everyone in our society need to stop following and need to lead themselves.
Right.
Be responsible for your own actions.
Right.
You know, and that's what
Right.
my
And
opinion.
help that brother. You know?
Our eyes have been open.
The way I feel about
We've
it,
been to the water. They can't make us drink it.
Mhm.
You know, it's there. It's in front of us. So
the way I feel about it, because everybody is in such an uproar about LeBron not being vocal, it makes me think that you let everybody else in the league or other leagues away with it. You see, you're so much dependent upon him. It's even like his gameplay where people are like, oh, he didn't last night because he just do it so much. You so dependent upon him, and you so used to it that when it doesn't happen, nobody else exists. Like, it's other people that need to be vocal.
Right.
You understand?
a lot of more people.
They're mad because LeBron has spoke up on other issues.
Right.
They're like, why he ain't speaking up on our issue?
Now he's our guy.
Yeah.
Now we get the reverend syndrome, and we
Yeah.
got to follow you.
But see, because LeBron speaks up on some social issues, other guys get off the hook now.
Yeah, exactly.
They get
that
off the
was
hook.
my point. Exactly.
They get off the hook because they don't expect it from other guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't expect Kobe because Kobe doesn't do that.
Right.
So they don't expect it of him. They wouldn't put Kobe out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't pick KD out there because KD doesn't talk on social issues.
Right.
Not saying that he doesn't help
Yeah, because we don't know.
because we don't know. And
But-
I'm sure he do.
Right.
Most of these guys come
him.
from large black families.
There you go.
So you spend a lot of money just on your family alone.
That's-
I've known several basketball players coming up in New York, and they spend a lot of money on family. You know what I'm saying? Let alone helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Less fortunate.
They walk in economy, stimulating the economy.
Hey, as Dwayne Wade was saying, first generation wealth is a motherfucker. I've never experienced it.
Never have.
Yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
hey,
We on the way.
we heard the room. You heard the room. You got cousins, Scotty, you never heard from.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
When you the first generation millionaire, you know,
So let's take it from.
you got a lot of pressure on you.
Let's take it from basketball, like you said, to rappers. There's a lot of rappers that I might be shooting a gun here, but it's a lot of rappers that have a lot of money. They don't speak on half the issues neither.
But I think not being unfair to the rappers. You understand?
Not
I
being
think
unfair.
that a lot of them that do have that heart, you know what I'm saying, to speak on issues like that, put it in their music, and it's more powerful
Right.
that way.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Like, people can not command armies, but the music soothes the savage beast, or it can get you pumped for a football game on Friday night. You see what I'm saying? So music is powerful, and if they can get that message out like that, they touch so many more people. But on the other side of it, you understand, there are very good artists who speak that way in their music and give and show up, and you know what happens? You never see it.
Yep.
You never hear from it. But they out here.
Right.
They
That's
doing it.
That's true.
They doing it, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody's covering it. Nobody wants. It's not good TV. You feel me? At the end of the day, now you let that sink in. While doing good shit is not good TV.
Unless they're called out there, the media is not gonna cover it.
Exactly.
If you don't call on yourself, you know, the media is not out there, and no one wants to be that guy that calls the media on himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the media shows up, so be it. But you don't want to be that guy that's calling the media like, yeah, look, I'm giving away free bites this week.
Or like Christmas, how Tip went and paid a lot of single mom
Right.
I think
Christmas
Right.
toys and
Yeah.
you don't see that. So you don't see that
I
on the
believe-
news.
And
you know?
because the news wasn't there. Social media
Social
showed his
media
good heart.
showed, yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
news wasn't there.
Yeah. But as soon
Somebody
as they
tell-
do
Yeah.
one thing wrong, it's all over the media.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's all over TV, you know. But they didn't show how he went out and spent a lot of money on a lot of different parents who couldn't afford to get their
Yeah.
kids stuff out of.
Or was struggling to get that stuff out of their way, and and you know, and helping them out was a blessing.
It was a
was.
blessing. Even though he might not even want the fame, you know,
Yeah.
but he did out of kindness.
Hey,
of heart.
everybody got a camera nowadays, man.
Yep.
Shit, everybody camera. You on the camera, bro.
On the whole Ohio situation, I just wanted to end with the fact that Ohio is an open carry state. Tamir Rice supposedly Tamir Rice had a toy gun. We know he had a toy gun, and the police gunned him down. John Crawford had a toy or an air rifle in a Walmart in Ohio. But Ohio's an open carry state. And I know that there are other citizens who are exercising their Second Amendment rights in public places in Ohio, and they have not faced the same scrutiny. And there are YouTube videos you can Google for that, but that's all I want.
Oh man, they're putting YouTube videos up every day of this. You know how white guys can walk around Ohio with AK-47s and and police ride right by them like it's an everyday occurrence.
Yeah,
you know, like they got a phone on their hip.
Just look it up. Google is your best friend.
Oh, everybody's seen it. It's all
Google
over.
Is your best
it's
friend.
all over social media. You know.
So, moving on to more gun shit. Oregon. It's a nice place to be, actually.
Oh, for terrorists.
Oh.
a great place to be for a white terrorist. You can just go take over a lodge, 130 acres, and the government just sit back and just play stupid. You know?
Yeah, they in a reserve, some sort of wildlife reserve, forest preserve, something like that. But yeah, it's we don't know the number, but the number that they're using is 150 armed militia members, and they're always currently inviting more. You understand? Ammon Bundy, who is Cliven Bundy's son, who is the guy, the white dude, the rancher guy that got into it with the feds back in 2014. They had a standoff and the feds backed down. He's a Nevada rancher.
Yeah.
He's a Nevada rancher.
Oregon is a place where white terrorists go when they blow themselves up. They go to Oregon and they get them 12 redneck bitches.
Actually, excuse me, Ammon Bundy is the son of Cliven Bundy. Ammon Bundy is in Oregon with the militia. Cliven Bundy is the guy who had the standoff with the feds in 2014 in Nevada.
Yeah, and what did he say?
Ooh, wee.
Nevada.
So shortly after he had the standoff with the feds out in Nevada, Cliven Bundy was on like Fox News.
Still free.
Yeah, you know, he had become something of a folk hero because, you know,
he won. They negotiated.
Yeah.
The deal was that they had cattle grazing on
Land rights.
on federal land.
Yep.
The government had been asking them for rent for several years, maybe up to 10 years. They have been asking them for rent.
Yep.
You know, for letting their cattle graze on the farmland.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't paid nothing. They claimed it was theirs, and you know they claimed some other amendment to the land. So the government said, "All right, we'll go in and we'll hold your cattle hostage." You know.
Yep.
The story went national.
Yeah.
Being that we got a black president, and these people are trying to provoke a race war. You know.
Ooh, it look like it, don't it?
Oh, it's right there in your face. These guys are trying to start a race war.
I'm talking about at every turn.
And
every turn.
In every which way, they're trying to start one. But you know, Obama's not falling for the rabbit in the hat. You know, he's not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
You gotta step straight,
you know.
Straight.
So they negotiated with the guy. They gave him back his cattle, told him to stay the hell off the land. You know.
Mm.
Now those guys, they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get a gunfight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
They didn't get a gunfight. So they mad. Now they see the people up in Oregon.
And it was a prime opportunity. And the crazy thing is the people in Oregon didn't even want them there.
Don't want them there. Don't want them there.
Don't want them there.
They're ready to face their time. They're like, all right, we burnt this land. The people in Oregon situation is they were setting fire to the land, to their land.
Right.
So their cattle could graze their land.
Right.
But the fire got out of hand. The fire got out of hand, caused all type of forest fires around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They got charged for setting fire to federal property. They got a minimum. They got a 5-year sentence. They're gonna be out in a year and a half.
Of course.
You know what I mean? That's what happens when you go to federal land. You destroy federal land. You get a year in jail. They're ready to do their year. They don't want the help of Ammon Bundy's. You know what I mean?
His militia.
And his race baiting crew. You know?
Yep. I think it's amazing that they sitting there having a standoff. They having, I mean, not even a standoff. They in negotiations.
And I thought the feds don't negotiate with anyone.
They in negotiations with the FBI. I told them, we didn't come here to kill, but we prepared to if necessary.
Yeah.
You talking like this to the federal government, my guy? Oh, man. anybody else would have been obliterated.
So Obama's at the end of his tour. Obama's not ready. Obama doesn't want to go in there. You know what I mean? And do nothing. He's gonna starve him out. He'll let him get that little publicity on TV for a few weeks, and then he'll shut down the main highway
so, like
to that town.
That is what they're waiting on.
Yeah, they're
waiting on him to push the button.
That's what they want. To try to him the Democrats up
on his
from this election.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me it's at least 100 militant stand in one area?
Terrorists.
At least 100 militant terrorists.
There you go.
Stand in one area, armed. Do they have their families there?
No.
Just them?
No,
yeah,
just
it's
them.
the militia members.
Just the militia members.
Yeah,
and they're holding the ground like it's just...
The Constitution, I forget the name.
But,
the constitutional defenders, the Constitution defenders. The freedom of the Constitution. I believe the name is.
Oh, the name of the group.
Yeah.
But they're always inviting people. Since they've been there, they're inviting more militia members to come. I don't know how that's gonna work getting past the feds.
Right.
But
they ain't rallying big numbers. They haven't got to thousands yet, enough to scare the feds. 150 ain't enough to scare the feds.
That's true.
It's just being armed, that the feds don't want the bloodshed. You know what I mean, right now. And you don't really want the bloodshed with a black president, but Obama will go in there if they start talking reckless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start talking too crazy, the troops is gonna go in there. We got a black president, a black attorney general. That's enough to set these people off right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
it doesn't hurt the government. It's gonna hurt the small people driving through Utah and driving through and some small towns around America. Those are people gonna be hurt by the situation.
But they're not in jail. They're not.
Oh, they're not in jail yet.
What's my man name for Rome? That they called it was a cult. And he got life for
Rome.
Was it Rome?
Oh, Rome, Georgia.
Yeah.
I think they were the Malachites or something.
Yeah,
Malachi York.
Now he got life just for no guns and just having a group of people, and he's speaking on extracurricular activities that going
Feds
on.
he got a couple people in there that had said he was held against their will. That they were held against their will.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
So the feds haven't infiltrated this situation yet?
We you don't know the feds. Feds probably got 2 or 3 guys in there.
Yeah, they might.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the feds got paid white militants. You know what I mean? That's in these groups.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just don't know right now.
Well, we don't know. They might got a heavy stash of ammo in there, and they know there's a few crazies that'll use that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
They know this. They know these people. They in there taking data. They in there doing research right now. I'm not a pro feds guy.
Right.
This is common sense. This is how the Fed works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
they got somebody infiltrated in there, taking names. They're running names. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Them people ain't they dumb. They scared everybody in there. Everybody looking over their back.
Mm.
Wow.
So
You looking at that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oregon was it was designed to be a whites only colony. I don't know how that ties into what's going on, but I have more questions than answers. But I'll give you a question. Why is a man who doesn't why is a man in a place defending people who don't clearly want him there? That's a good question.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So why is the fact that Oregon, in its constitution, was made to be an all-white colony? Why does that matter? I don't know.
it was made to be an all white because of the Asians during the gold mining.
Yeah.
And the building of the Bay Area, San Francisco. The Asians was infiltrating that area at the time. Coming in heavy.
Yeah.
People of Oregon, we had to live for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can go up, you can go under us, and you can go around us, on top of us. But
You're not gonna stay here.
but you ain't staying here. I don't know if it was necessary to keep the Negro out because we hadn't made it that far yet.
The Asians,
Or it was a place for slave owners to run and hide in paradise, I guess.
Yeah. But
in a rainy paradise, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the limit of my research.
Yeah, the Northwest.
I don't know why fucking racist fucking slave owners would want to go up there and shit. Hey, you gotta fucking chop down the land, make the land. Man, we had already had that shit done for them over here. Why would they go up there and do that shit all over again?
Oh wow.
So you can do your own research on that. Y'all look something up, you know what I'm saying? Did want to hit on the fact that Brandon little brother still winning.
Still.
Ray J still winning.
My man Ray J up.
So y'all remember the flick back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Him and
Kim K.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeezy's wife. I'm sorry, and I fuck with Yeezy too, man. I think he's a brilliant individual, but hey, when you make decisions that end up being out to the public, then you have to live with that, you know what I'm saying? So, with that said, nah, I ain't talking about Yeezy, I'm talking about his old lady, because we finna talk about this flick. We finna talk about this fuck tape.
Right. When Ray J sold that flick to Vivid, Ray J only took $50,000 up front.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Kim K wanted $4 million. They gave her $4 million. Ray J took his on the back end. So every time Kim K pops off on the internet, people go buy the video.
Of course.
This joker, you know this joker since the video's been out, he's been averaging $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
A month.
Ray J is running around here with an indoor fucking pool and an outdoor pool. I don't think he bullshitting, man. He said the last few months, they said the last 8 months, Ray J's been making $90,000 a month.
Getting Paul McCartney child support check. Ray J winning. Ray J got that for real deal, bro.
Y'all running around thinking that joker's a little dummy. That joker caught the back end of a sweet deal.
Getting child support all Kim and he never had a baby.
And he never had a baby. Get
$50,000 a month.
It's called alimony and shit.
That flip been out a while.
Oh, they'll figure out to stop. They'll figure out a way to stop this shit soon.
Nah, that's forever.
Yeah.
If it's in the cloud, it's forever.
Oh, he good.
That just show cuz a good business man.
Good business, man.
He get paid good money to DJ and host parties out in Las Vegas.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's forward thinking individual, man. That's what's up.
Man.
Ray J.
I wanted to talk about the fact that Killer Mike went on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. You know what I'm saying? This is another instance, of like what we were talking about with LeBron and entertainers, athletes, and all this, speaking out on social issues. So, to speak to what you said earlier, that's one rapper doing it. And he is somebody who got a Grammy. He's a well-known rapper. It's not like, no disrespect, somebody up and coming, So, Killer Mike went on there, had a very good discussion with Stephen Colbert. If you want to check it out, you can look it up. It wasn't really about that, like I say. It's just the fact that lately, Killer Mike has been seen with Bernie Sanders. He's on the Stephen Colbert Show. He always puts social issues and topics in his rhymes. He on the
Bernie Sanders American tour.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so him and Bernie, he riding with Bernie. He like Bernie's socialist ideas. People call him a socialist idea because Bernie gonna tax the shit out of the rich. Bernie get in there, he going after the rich pocket.
You got to pay your share.
Yeah. Bernie wants everybody to pay their fair share.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? If everybody pays, everybody can eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You drop a quarter of the poor people off the list. If Apple pays their fair tax, you know what I mean?
Man.
If Bill Gates pays his fair tax,
Yeah.
Oprah pay her fair tax, and all these corporations hiding over there in the Bahamas.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So there's this one building when you go on a cruise and you go to cruise and you port in Nassau, they show you the building. This building has 100,000 corporations in it, and the building's 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
This building is registered to 90% of the wealth in America.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Shell corporation.
So
that's where we hold
if all these people pay their fair share, instead of running to the Bahamas and giving them a pinch of the wealth, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, we'll be able to get free education. Kids will be able to get free education, free vocational schools. We'll be able to beat the Chinese. At manufacturing.
Even what's that? Europe is it Europe that healthcare is free?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And college is free.
Right.
So
and they pay a lot of tax. You pay more. You pay way more than this sucker tax shit we pay. We do have a sucker tax system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't pay in and they get a lot more.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? The basis of it though is if those who had contributed the same way that those that don't contribute, we all would be okay. You understand? But you don't amass wealth, you don't accumulate wealth by being giving. You know what I'm saying?
By paying these taxes.
Yeah, you don't accumulate wealth that way. Most people that are extremely successful are in most cases extremely selfish.
Right.
That's just a fact.
Right.
That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? So, but Killer Mike out there doing his thing, and I just wanted to shout him out one time. You know what I'm saying?
Salute,
yeah,
Killer Mike.
Salute, bro. Because it need to be more like you. And on that same note, y'all don't go follow Killer Mike like he Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Go.
Killer Mike is just a man with an opinion.
There you go. You support him, and then you put yours out there.
And he actually using his platform to speak out more on situations that's going on in this world.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Kudos to him.
And we like Killer Mike.
Yep.
Yeah,
we like Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Stop on by, brother.
Yeah, anytime.
Stop on by.
Yeah.
Tiger, sad situation, almost on the flip side like the Bill Cosby situation. Now, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, how y'all feel about this, but I'm going to just say it seems like whenever it's a serious issue that really the country should come together and address, because I don't care how you feel about the fact that the police are gunning down young black men, the police are gunning down young men. Right. You understand? And once it happens to one group, it can happen to any group. Right. Because it's really all about control and power. Right. That's really what it's about. But every time it's a social issue that paralyzes the nation, we get some bullshit about what some entertainer is fucking doing, like the Bill Cosby shit. He done goddamn raped 30 bitches 30 years ago. And they just now recall. Allegedly, right. And they just now recall. 10-year pussy touches, and you know what I'm saying, phantom touches. You know what I'm saying?
I think Bill made somebody mad with higher power than him.
Right.
Yeah.
So they basically just blackballed.
The longer the story out, Bill is picking them off one by one.
Yeah.
He started with 30. Yeah. He's down to about 20.
Yeah.
Bill said, "Just give me a little time. I'll pick up each one off."
I'm sure.
They're lying.
Sad
you
to
know
say
what I mean?
Bill about 80 years old, man. He might die with this legacy.
Right.
It's a legacy.
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan, because he had a great legacy before this situation came out. You seen the Cosby Show on like 3 or 4 different stations.
Right.
Every night.
Right.
Promoting positivity within the community.
Right.
Showing that you can be anything or anybody.
Right. Exactly.
Now you don't see
no
Cosby Show.
And we just don't live in you know what I'm saying, in the projects or in the country. Yeah, you know what I mean? We do live in a nice brownstones in Brooklyn and in downtown Atlanta. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Buckhead.
Yeah. So,
I feel like
always happen.
Everything Bill done and what he stand for, you understand, is irreversible to the black community. Nothing can diminish that. Nothing can tarnish that. I don't know about all these allegations and accusations. They are what they are. But nothing can diminish what he is and what he's done for the black community. Now, with that being said, if it's true, if it's true, then it is what it is. But on that hand, because look, mainstream America, the dominant society, whatever you want to call it, white people, some of them think, not FDR, what's my man name that ran the feds? He ran the feds. Hoover. Think he is one of the greatest people ever, but Hoover had taps on everybody, even government officials. I mean, at some point, some of the acts he did could even almost be considered treasonous. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he has a legacy that can never be tarnished somehow. So that's what I mean. Whatever, I'm not saying that I justify any of that shit that they talking about Bill did, but you can't take away what somebody else did. If a motherfucker gave you $10 million and then died, or a couple years later you found out he was a pervert, or whatever the fucking case is you made now, ain't nothing changing that. Or if they raised you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changing that.
That's right. Yeah. Think about how many people went to college because of the Cosby Show, want to be doctors or lawyers just because of the Cosby Show.
You can't change that.
Or went to HBUs just because of the Cosby Show.
Just because of the Cosby Show.
Exactly.
Come on,
and you can't change that. So we got
for every allegation that's true about Bill Cosby, he should be charged. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was my point. I couldn't articulate that, but that was my point.
You know, if the charge is true, he should be charged.
He should take his lick.
If it's within the statute of limitations, he should be charged.
Right.
Other than that, Bill should just be left alone to live his days.
in that same vein, I want to bring you some more old bullshit that don't matter concerning the real life. Tiger done got in trouble, and I'm not mad at Tiger for this. I'm mad at the media for reporting this type of shit.
Right.
And the only reason I'm reporting it is because it shouldn't even be reported. This is me explaining to y'all. This is us explaining to y'all how it's more important shit going on in life that you shouldn't be sidetracked. But he getting caught up for talking to a 14-year-old who he said nothing inappropriate to, who doesn't look 14.
You guys look deep into those messages to try to find the sexual part. They couldn't find it. All he asked the girl her age. She said she was 17. You know. Then he asked her, yo, if she just opened. I'm glad she didn't. But if she had opened it, he would have been in the studio.
Right.
He was trying to sign
Trying to
the
get it
deal.
there. A lot of people coming down. I'm like, yo, why didn't you have a manager do it? What's the difference between him calling and a manager calling?
Nothing at all.
Who's gonna believe that a manager calling? If Willie Jackson calling me and tells me he's Jeezy's manager and he wants to talk to me,
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that shit.
I don't believe it.
You got to prove.
You got. Look, I don't even. I don't see Jeezy with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would I believe that? You know what I mean?
I mean, why is it a problem? Like,
Right.
he trying to sign something. We're not talking about. We can go back in the day when Elizabeth Taylor was going out on dates with Michael Jackson, who was 14 years old.
Yeah.
If the girl wasn't,
man.
if
That
the
was
girl
the truth.
wasn't being sneaky, she would have called her mother like, "Hey, I got a guy from a record label wants to talk to me. He wants to DM me. I want you to be there, Mom. Look." But she was being sneaky. You know what I mean? But she's a kid. That's what kids do. You know what I mean? That's what kids do. Sometimes they get themselves with shit they can't get themselves out of.
We don't know the whole
You know what I
story.
mean? And then the goddamn magazines hack your phone. They hacked Tigger's phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They hacked Tiger's phone. You know what I mean? That's how they got the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got the eye on the boy. You know? He's part of the Kardashian clan. He's
Yeah.
eating off the
He
Kardashian blood. He's gonna get the full scrutiny.
He
You
out
know?
the Kardashian.
Oh yeah, he eating off the Kardashian plate. You know what I mean? He part of that. As long as he on blood sucking from the Kardashians, he gonna get what he get. You know?
But-
The girl thought the story would never be leaked.
Come on. I don't understand because y'all justify. Okay, if when he went with Kylie Jenner, or if he still go with Kylie Jenner,
Yeah.
it was supposedly okay.
Yeah.
Or what supposedly wasn't okay.
Obviously,
But
the
at the
parents
same
gave
time-
permission. If you give permission,
Exactly.
you can date under 18 child if the parent give permission, but she has to be over 16.
That's in Georgia.
You know what I mean? I'm not sure what it
That's
is.
in Georgia, definitely.
For some reason, they wasn't prosecuting in California. So if the parent gives you permission to date their child over the age of 16, under the age of 18, you know?
That whole business
Right.
that I don't understand, and you know I got two little girls, so I don't, you know, it's a tough situation for me. I'm not.
It was her
talking about-
celebrity. It was her celebrity that allowed them to do that. She probably didn't relate to regular boys. You know what I mean? She had a crush on Tiger. They were like, "Oh, let her date Tiger."
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
let her
right.
date Tiger.
Yeah.
She's 16.
It'll
You
be
know
her
what I mean?
publicity.
You're right.
It's all about publicity.
Oh, you know, with
That's
them, I'm sure they thought of the whole publicity
right.
thing. Like,
it's
hey,
all about publicity.
yeah,
Any type of publicity is good publicity for them.
right. And Tiger ain't gonna turn down no damn Kardashian. He ain't putting out no hit music every day. You know, racks on racks on racks, whatever his shit was called.
Nah.
Rack City.
Yeah,
Rack City, yeah, Rack City, Rack City. My
City.
bad, my bad. Racks on racks.
But Tyler got, he got some cash. He got enough cash to buy a private jet.
Nah, them jokers ain't got no money like that, man. Them
Tyler
jokers,
got a little cash, man.
cash money took all his cash and he went
Nah,
dolo.
man,
That joker, he doing a few
got-
shows
he
a
got-
week. I don't know, a few shows a month.
Watch that show King with Tiger.
Yeah.
Watch that show King with Tiger. He got a little
Oh, yeah?
bread, man. Brought him a private jet. This man be so bored sometimes. He got a $25,000 Egyptian artifact seat.
Damn.
You know, gold, all gold.
Yeah.
And turned it into
That's
a
dope.
toilet in his room.
I'm never accusing.
dope.
I'm not
He
saying
made
he
it
broke.
a toilet.
I'm not saying he
How
broke.
you cut up an artifact and make it a toilet?
So he really got it
He
out
got
of
money.
Egypt. He really got it out of Egypt.
Yeah,
Bought it.
bought it.
25 Jack grand.
25G. That's what it said on the show anyway.
Yeah.
Just watch King with Tiger.
Yeah.
The man got a little bread. He wanted to make a statue of his son, so he found all the gold just laying around his house, melted it down, and made a statue of his son, man.
That's what's up.
He got a little bread, man.
Yeah, he got a little bread.
I don't know if he eating off rap or if he eating off Kardashians, but
He might.
Oh, no, he's not taking money, but he's benefiting.
Oh yeah, benefiting.
He's benefiting off of it. You know what I'm saying? Just dating one opens your door to the whole pop culture.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know, you got the girls from 12 to 18 now want to know who Tiger is.
Yeah, and then
you know
like
what
you said,
I mean?
open to the pop culture because
Right.
he was mostly rap.
Right.
Pop culture is a whole nother genre that people are gonna look you up and download your music just cause you dating.
He had a little going on before he got with Young Money too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was known in California.
Young dude doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, but
Man.
I mean, it's so many. We can go back in the day. It's so many people that dated underage people that still walking around here freely.
Oh yeah.
So.
Hey, but we ain't gonna get into that. The whole thing with him and Kylie, that shit was wrong. But hey, the parents let it go on.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, this one did that." This one did that.
He didn't date.
Yeah.
He didn't date the girl. He tried to sign the girl. So I'm leaving it at that.
But this
they released the text message, and everything about the text messages was nothing sexual, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, so.
This goes to my point. I don't care about what the fuck is going on in somebody else's life.
Right.
That is not important news to me. That we gotta come up off of that, man.
Yeah, tell me how we're gonna stop poverty.
Right.
Homelessness.
Not
people
even
hungry around here, man. You know?
How to get a job. How to get a better job.
Yeah,
right.
man.
How to maintain something.
What's going on with the U.S. economy for its money?
Right.
Are we still a powerhouse? Are we second place? Are we third place?
All that information is out there. You just don't want to look. They just don't want to read that. That's not what they want to read.
Okay, but
a
lot of people don't.
I ain't gonna say our people not. I'm just saying pop culture don't want to read that. I mean, you know what I mean?
A lot of people don't read it, so why is it not on the news?
Yeah.
That's what the news is for.
Right. They got 4 business channels.
Inform us.
On cable. There's 4 business channels. If you want to know how the American dollar's doing, it's right there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's right there.
That's true.
They not putting it on CNN. You know what I mean?
But let's talk about
because they got a channel for that.
Let's talk about the older generation. Cause I know my mom, my dad, they don't look at them type of channels. All they looking at is the news every day at 6. Right. You know, 6 o'clock they looking at the news, and it's not showing. It's either showing some senseless murders going on around here, or it's showing something that's going on in the pop in the music industry.
Right.
That's it. It's not talking about nothing of any importance. Right. For real. That's gonna help change lives.
They came up with that type of television. You know what I mean? My mom doesn't watch the same. She watches the damn same westerns and same soap operas. My mom watches soap operas from 1985. Yeah. She knows the plot to these All My Children stories, and she still watches them. She knows the plot. She knows her boy about to fall down a cliff and shit.
All she watches soap operas and westerns, like you said, Bonanza, and
you go to
stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
You go to my parents' house. That's what you gonna be hearing. You gonna hear some Bonanza. You gonna hear some soap operas. You know what I mean? Sunday you gonna get some football.
They done gave us so much to the point where it's really overload, and then people get so caught up on all the shit you got and what you can do that you forget about real life. You know, like how many times we all done sat in the room and the first thing everybody do is pull out their phone. Nobody says nothing to nobody. That should say a lot about what's going on in real life.
Yeah. We used to hold decent conversation, but now the phone has stolen conversation. The phone is completely stole the conversation.
And then it's all out of context. You know what I'm saying? Then it ain't even whole words.
Yeah.
LOLs.
Yeah, and it's bad because nowadays the phone is basically raising people nowadays.
Right.
You know, it's not your parents. You looking up to your parents as heroes. Like, well, there's still heroes. There's still fathers, great fathers and mothers out there. But nowadays, back in the day when you had a question, you find a way to ask your parents.
Right.
Like you had a question about sex, anything that's going on. Why he on the corner? Right. You know, sitting like that, looking crazy.
Right.
Yep.
You know, you ask your parents about it.
Yep.
They'll tell you something. They'll either tell you the truth or they'll tell you part of the truth to protect your young mind.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm not gonna ask my parents. I'm just gonna look it up on my phone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And learn from the phone, even if it's false or not, or open up their eyes too early to stuff that they shouldn't be ready for.
I tell them to Google it because there is a benefit to having this computer on your head.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say that.
There is a benefit. I wish I had this in school. I probably would have been a lot smarter.
Yeah.
Cause I was tired of going to the damn library. I had to work to the library for the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true, bro.
I'm right at the technology in the old encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to do your research through encyclopedia and old newspapers. You know what I mean?
My question is, I'm gonna bring you back. My question is, should be a age limit to what you can look up on the phone nowadays?
No.
You don't think so?
No. There are some individuals who are very talented and gifted who
Young
are using
individuals.
this, who are using this proper.
Who use
You
this thing
understand?
to invent things and
Yeah,
run
and
business. And
if you decide to put registration and restrictions and regulations on it, you restrict the growth of what could be, and that's dangerous. But what I was going to say is something real controversial talking about this, though. As far as it's concerning black people, I had this conversation yesterday with an individual. I believe that the future can be so much brighter for us if we become technologically inclined. You got groups like Anonymous, right?
Yes.
These hacker groups are so dangerous. They're really terrorists. I don't know if they're considered that or not on a most wanted list, but they really are.
Oh, if they caught,
by definition,
if they caught, they gonna get the fool. They gonna get the book thrown at them.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause Anonymous is looking at shit. They ain't got no bit. They ain't taking it like snow. You know what I mean? And publishing the shit, but they still have access to this shit. They reading shit they ain't supposed to be reading.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now I brought that up.
But what they are supposed to be reading?
Huh?
What shouldn't they have? What shouldn't they read?
You know how that line goes. We can do that to lead to that, to lead to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If we do that, you know.
I brought that up to say this, though. This is why I said that for black people about technology and our future. Everybody always say, if you're talking to black people, what's the answer? Blah, blah, blah. How can we fix it? All you saying is the problems. We know what the problems is. You can fix it because if we decide to choose to follow technology in that new wave, that path, you get good with it. How one of your kids get good with it? Invest in that. You know what I'm saying? Like different cultures do. Son, you're going to be a computer science major.
Right.
This is what you're going to do.
You're good at this.
Right.
Yes.
Now, if you invest in that, imagine a black group like Anonymous. I'm not saying that anybody should do terrorist activities. I'm not condoning that. But if you're talking about leveraging power for a group that is powerless, that is an option. That's all I'm saying, because Asians to some extent have businesses. They have power to leverage. They can levy money together. They can get politicians. They can put their issues out there. Every other group has a way. Every other group but us. Technology can be our way. I'm just giving you a way. Because people always say, man, we already know the problem. The problem was the problem. We know we down and the man down. Technology. Technology don't care how old you are, what you look like. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't care.
Right.
True.
If you become proficient at it, if you're good at it, it's amazing.
If you invent it, it's yours.
And this is a digital world. That's why.
Right.
We are in a digital. There's nowhere you can go, like we said earlier, you don't leave a digital footprint. Now, you tell me that's not the way out. You explain it to me. Or give me something better. Please do. Leave some comments. You know what I'm saying?
Stick together.
Yeah.
We got to stick together.
Well, you know that's difficult.
Because all of us can't hit a jump shot. All of us can't hit a jump shot.
Exactly.
All of us ain't running for 340s.
Exactly.
Or dunking.
But it's important things that we need. We as a community need. You know what I'm saying? We still need plumbers, electricians. We need all of this.
Hey, we need tool makers. We need
Exactly.
vocational schools in the worst way
Exactly.
to compete with the Chinese.
We need somebody to reinvent the toilet bowl. I'm tired of my legs getting on sitting on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Anything and everything, we need it all.
Yeah,
There's
we
always room for growth.
That's
in
right.
everything.
And you know you know all your kids ain't going to college anyway.
Yep.
You know right now.
Which one's
goddamn,
going to college?
Dave ain't gonna make it. Dave ain't gonna make it. Go send that boy to Jarco.
Yeah.
Send him to the IBEW. Let him get his electrician license.
That's right.
Then go watch Dave wire 10 houses so he can build you one on the end of the block. That's
right.
what you do.
That's right.
That's what you do. So I wanted to close out talking about some you is kind, you is special, you is important, some important people that just died. Natalie Cole, daughter of the great Nat King Cole. She just passed December 31st.
That's 65.
Yep, 2015.
She lived a good life. She's been performing since she was 6 years old. A very small woman. Graduated from University of Massachusetts.
Yep.
Was a Delta. She was too black to be an AKA. Back in the days, yeah, she ain't passed the paper bag test. Nah, she was a very, very intelligent woman. You know, she struggled with substance abuse. Yeah. You know, she had a lot of personal demons with the drugs. You know, married quite a few times. You know,
but she her legacy will always be one of the greatest. You know, one of the best. Yeah. And she held it down, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know a lot about Natalie Cole without a book or nothing, bro. You must have had a crush on Natalie. You knew all, boy.
I heard I went to Houston. They had a hit called Rock It Up. Rock it up. Rock it up. They used to rock it up.
And then damn.
Boy, you stupid. But you know, you'll be surprised how many people had demons.
Yeah.
Every story is a demon.
Yeah, but
I'm just starting to realize all the Disney movies now, like The Little Mermaid and Santa Claus and Mickey Mouse.
Right.
They all had terrible stories. The real history of the stories are terrible.
Right.
They just been flipped and animated to the point that they're nice now.
To made it into a cartoon.
If you look it up, just look up the real stories and you'll be surprised.
Right.
It's sad, man. Right. It's very sad. So
check it out.
Yeah.
Her family just disclosed the cause of death. They told the Associated Press that she died of idiopathic pulmonary arterial hypertension, which led to heart failure. And even though I can read it like that, I don't know what it means. So Google it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.
She bought one of them bad kidneys from China and shit. She had a transplant. She got a bad one and shit. And when she got the transplant, it started messing with her heart and shit. You know what I mean? It was like the heart failure, you know?
That life of fame is hard, man, sometimes, man.
Oh, yeah. But she made a hell of a comeback. She ain't smoked the crack since the 80s and shit. You know what I mean? She did the last 30. She did the last 30 good as shit.
Yeah, boy,
you know what I mean? She did the last 30 good.
But you know,
she's a trooper.
Yeah, the first 30 probably caught up with him to the last 30.
Oh, she was crazy. She called Amy Winehouse a crackhead. Like, oh, you don't deserve a Grammy.
Oh, wow.
You're a crackhead. I know a crackhead when I see one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She said, I know one when I see one.
Oh, yeah, she went in at Amy. She was like, yo, Amy don't deserve a fucking Grammy. If you fucking running around doing heroin and shit, you don't deserve a Grammy. You know?
What did Amy Winehouse truly die of? Because what they said, she drunk herself to death? Supposedly?
I don't know.
But you know, see, like I'm saying, stories always
But you know, with the heroin,
for certain people.
Heroin.
Amy Winehouse.
Oh, she ain't died of natural causes. You know that.
She was very young.
Nah, she ain't died of natural causes. That bitch died of fucking too much dick in the throat or something and shit. Nah. But she a heroin. Heroin, most likely motherfuckers hit her with that real shit. That real to real.
So just say rest in peace again to Natalie. And
rest in peace to Natalie, you know.
Last, I wanted to talk about a great lady. I'm sorry, go ahead. I wanted to talk about a great lady who just passed. I guess, you know, she's an ancestor now. I wanted to talk about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She wrote a paper or a book titled The ISIS Papers. And mainstream America would say it's a very controversial book, but it speaks to the social and psychological ills of America and how this is played out through Black America. You know, how it affects Black America. Really,
the racism.
Yeah, the system of what is described as white supremacy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what she speaks on. And just to give you a little history, it's not as if she was just somebody who woke up and wrote a book. The woman had a degree. She was a psychologist, you know, so mental health was her job. And she said in an interview that she never thought she would be a psychologist, but as she discovered that was her calling, you know, she was just taking a psych class because her parents are physicians. She was a third generation physician. So as she was taking a psych class, she just felt like it was what she was always supposed to be doing. So this is a PhD. Her name is Dr. Francis.
She has some controversial theories on why racism exists. You know, she doesn't take the traditional theory,
right,
you know, of just labor. You know what I mean? She goes by the theory of inferiority. You know, that they're scared of us. You know what I mean? And that you know, they know to hold us down. You know, because they know the good to come out of us, will take over. You know?
Very, just to speak on how bright she was, footage that you just showed me, she was talking about, well, basically it was a survey that came out a couple of years back saying within the next 50 years, there's going to be no more white people, not pure white.
Right.
You know, everybody's going to be mixed with something. It's going to be a mixture of everything. Right.
That's what
I mean. Country.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by
world.
I meant by take over. There won't be a pure white race.
Yeah.
You know?
She's been saying that since '74.
Right. She's saying that.
Or '69, rather.
Right. The more intelligent people become and reject, you know, those racist ideas, we'll mix and mingle, you know, and we'll become, you know, there won't be a pure white race. We're gonna say one. You know what I mean? There won't be a pure white race.
In the very egghead way, there is a genetic basis behind it. You can look it up, buy the book, The ISIS Papers by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, but the sister will be missed. She was in several documentaries. She has several appearances on mainstream television, such as Donahue. She was in
Tony Brown.
Yeah, Tony Brown Journal. She was in the movie my man Tariq Nasheed puts on.
Hidden Colors.
She was in the Hidden Color series, all of them dropping some real good science, some real good knowledge. Whether you agree with it or not, my theory is you should always at least open yourself to the experience.
Yeah.
You know, I'll watch Fox News, maybe not agree with everything on Fox News, just like I don't agree with everything on CNN.
or
Just,
MSNBC.
right, you understand?
Any of them.
We need to be our own boss, be our own thinker. And if you're afraid to do that, then you follow the best example that you know of and not somebody that you like or with a good personality.
Or just want to be cool.
Right.
Right. Read so you can form your own opinion.
There you go.
You know?
That's what it
Think
comes
for
down
yourself.
to.
Nothing we say is to be preached. You know, this is just informative, just an informative show. You know, this is information we know.
Most definitely.
And we're informative.
That's what
all
we're
trying to do. We're trying to be informative with a slight bit of humor.
Yeah.
You know.
And we ain't telling you nothing that you can't go look up.
Right.
If we lying, go look it up. If
Right.
we telling the truth, go look it up. And then come back and leave some comment. Y'all leave some comment. Appreciate all the love though, man. I see the views going up. We doing it. Y'all see the production going up too.
The production is getting better.
Hey, what we tell Jake, just put it in the budget. That's how you know. That's how you know you coming up when you put it in the budget.
Sway.
Grape season on deck.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you a shout out, right?
I wanted to give a shout out to my step pops. Happy birthday.
All right.
Happy birthday, my step pops.
He 25.
Bush Warfield.
Yeah. He's 25.
He's 75 going on 25.
Okay, all right.
With the little blue pills, he's 25.
All right, boy.
Bush, don't talk to me about your blue pills. Jerry, show Eddie my blue pills.